Last week I talked to you about this here. New diffuser for macro photography from the brand AK Diffusers. And in that same video, I also told you that besides the advantages of using a flash diffuser in macro photography, one of the great advantages of using a diffuser of this type with integrated continuous light is the possibility of practicing night macro photography. And that is exactly what we are going to do tonight. My name is Miguel Azorín, and I welcome you once again to Natural Portraits, the YouTube channel dedicated to nature and natural photography in the broadest sense you can imagine. Get comfortable because we are going to photograph the micro worlds at night. And why practice macro photography at night? Although macro photography may indeed seem like a primarily daytime discipline, it is actually at night when many insects and animals modify their behaviors. Diurnal insects go to sleep, and all the nocturnal animals appear, which are the ones we normally do not see or do not see in their purest essence. So, night macro photography was really indeed a branch of macro photography that attracted me a lot, and that I was eager to practice. So, let's see how this session goes.
I think that this dog enjoys these photography sessions more than I do. Hey Orion, come here.
What's up, boy? What's up?
Let's take photos.
As for the equipment used, well, it is actually quite simple and fairly affordable considering the circumstances. This is my Sony A camera. It is an APS-C cropped sensor camera. This is the model I have that has the stabilized sensor because I also have the TT Artisan 100mm f2.82x macro lens mounted. This lens is a completely manual lens that provides amazing quality, but it has no stabilization. That's why I decided to use this model as the camera for this session. A completely normal external flash, and as you can see, the diffuser from the brand AK Diffusers that I already showed you in last week's video. With this very simple equipment, I have managed to take a photograph like this one that I show you. And having said that, we are now ready to move around the environment and start looking for those first macro scenes. Well, notice that here we already have the first of our scenes. Right here in the middle of the path. Little spider, I'm sorry to say that you have chosen a very bad place to weave your web, because this weekend, some distracted person is going to walk right through it. It has a perfectly concentric web, and the spider is right in the center. So let's now get this started and begin capturing the first photographs. For now, I'll work at a magnification of 1. I will apply an f-stop around the sweet spot of this TT Artisan 100mm f2 and 8. Let's start taking some photos. Wow, it seems that we have disturbed her a little, and she has moved. Of the macro use and photograph from this particular vantage point. By doing so, we aim to capture not only the intricate details, but also the unique perspective and the vibrant essence of the scene that unfolds before us, ensuring that every element is perfectly aligned and beautifully presented in the final image. Well, I think I have a couple of good photos of this little spider. We won't disturb it any further. Let's continue with the session and look for other macro scenes. The truth is that we are not in the best time of year here in the Northern Hemisphere for practicing macro photography. We are in autumn heading towards winter, and obviously spring is a much better time for practicing this photographic discipline. However, even at this time of year, we can see some insects in nature. We need to pay more attention, especially at night when these insects are more still, more lethargic. And we can, for example, see how on a pine tree I have right in front of me. These insects land on the different leaves ready to spend the night. This is the best time to photograph these insects. In this case, I have a small fly in front of me that is perched on the leaf of this pine, and it is also a very, very small fly. So in this case, I am going to set the magnification to 2x, say, and see what we can photograph. The best way to photograph with this TT Artisans 2x is to first frame it. If we are photographing handheld, as is the case here, first frame it. And then go to 2x, because at 1x it is quite complicated to find the element we want to photograph. Now we just have to do an exercise of getting closer until the focus peaking indicates where we have focus, and then we can take a bunch of photos and hope that some come out correctly focused. Well, here we have a quite interesting scene as we have a group of ants herding a group of aphids that are on a branch. They are quite large ants, and the group of aphids is also quite large. However, from a small test I have done, I have been able to see that we can capture great detail of the ants' jaws, of the aphids, especially moving around, the environment of this lens on January 1st and 2nd. So let's do some tests and see what we get. Wow. Incredible. The definition is really brutal, both in the ants and in the aphids. Truly spectacular. Another of the insects that we can usually see resting on this type of branch are tiny mosquitoes. Right now, I have one right in front of me that is really so small that I can't even tell if it's a mosquito. It's a small insect resting there. And well, we are going to try to photograph it with this lens on January 2nd. Let's see if I can catch it. For now at a 1, and let's go up to 2-1. Okay, I have it there. And now there's nothing left to do but hold my breath, keep steady, and take a lot of photos to see if we can get it in focus in one of them. Well, with this, say goodbye to you. What did you think of this type of video? The truth is that macro photography is a discipline that I am passionate about. Well, just like all the nature photography disciplines that I practice, I am passionate about macro photography, and especially nocturnal macro photography. I believe it has a completely different aspect from what we usually see in macro photography. So, I hope you liked this video. If you want more videos of this kind, if you enjoyed this type of content, you know you can tell me in the comments. I will be happy to read them and respond to you. And we will see each other again next week with what we love most, photography and nature. Here at Natural Portraits, goodbye.